Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Kern County on this 10th day of September 2023. I'm Reverend Chuck, and today's message is about understanding the miracle working power that Jesus used to heal people. And of course, before we start our message, I like to honor that presence of God as we best understand that presence of God in our life and in our affairs by praying the Charles Fillmore prayer, in the presence. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge your presence and power, O blessed Spirit. In your divine wisdom, now erase my mortal limitations, and from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your perfect law. And so it is. Amen. Well, I have found that one of Jesus's most valuable teachings, at least for me anyways, is recorded by the writer of John when he writes, "The things I have done you will do also, and greater will you do," said Jesus. And of course, throughout the Synoptic Gospels, the writers tell us of the healing power that Jesus had. Now, to the people of his day, of course, they saw it as a miracle. So what was this miracle power that Jesus had to heal? And if we are to believe what he said, that we could do the things he could do, and even greater things than that, what kind of power then do we have to heal? It's a pretty good question. Well, let's think about it. We have the power, in fact, of one of the greatest powers known to humankind. And that power, of course, is unconditional love. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, had this to say about the power of love, and I quote, "In divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it. The great harmonizing principle known to heal and adjust all misunderstandings and make your life and affairs healthy, harmonious, and free." Quite a statement, but it has been proven to be so true. In fact, according to Dr. Cynthia Tyack, an assistant clinical professor of the medicine at the University of California, Los Angeles School of Medicine, wrote, and I quote, "Several studies today show an interesting link between the heart and the brain. Our emotions create a chain reaction in the body. For example, when you feel anger or frustration, your stress hormone levels increase, causing your blood vessels to constrict, hence your blood pressure rises. If we consistently experience these strong, stressful emotions, we repeatedly put a strain on our heart and other organs, which can eventually lead to health problems." She goes on to say, however, when our bodies experience warm, heartfelt emotions such as love, compassion, care, and happiness, the heart produces a very different rhythm. Well, we know that we have clinical science to back up these arguments that some people have. So, what are we to do? What are we to do about all this? Well, we know what it's like to be in love. We know how to express love. We know how to feel loved. And what is love? Love is an energy. It gives life to all that we say and do. Jesus embodied this essence, this divine essence and power of God's unconditional love, and therefore was able to heal any and all who are open to that energy, to the energy of divine love. When you read the Synoptic Gospels and you really look at the people that came to him for healing, some were in his presence, others would just say the word. Well, if you say the word and I know it will be done, that's energy going out into the universe. But we also know, too, what it's like to have negative feelings of hate and fear, and what they do to our body and to our mental state of mind. Many people, of course, we know, are currently living with physical, mental, and emotional wounds that may have been caused by that energy of hate and fear. And what we have found, unconditional love is the only way we can bring about healing of those wounds, whatever they may be. Whatever the pain might be, love is the balm. It is the healing balm that will help us heal it. But we must be willing to allow that energy to work in and through us. You cannot hold anything negative around that wound, around that experience, because if you do, you're not going to be able to heal it. It acts as a block, and it keeps the divine energy of unconditional love from permeating and bringing about a healing within you, both mental, physical, and emotional. Author Paul Ferrini, in a book, The Gospel is My Love, has given us 15 major points of embracing the healing power of love to heal any and all wounds. And so I'll share those with you now. And I quote from his book. The number one, as with all types of healing, of course, it takes time. Some people will heal very quickly because they're able to move through it and open themselves up to that energy. And others require a little bit more time. Maybe the wound is so deep that you have to keep going back and back. As with any procedure that we have, medical procedure that we have, we know that sometimes some healing takes a little bit longer. So what you want to do, of course, is be patient with yourself in that. 2, keep in mind that pain is usually a wake-up call that motivates us to pay attention to that wound and start bringing love energy to it. 3, all healing merely consists of bringing love, to that part of ourselves that does not feel loved or lovable. And only you know what those parts are. 4, the love that heals all wounds is unconditional love, period. When love is conditional, it puts parameters on it. That is not how God works. That was not how Jesus worked. Both of their essence emulates unconditional love. 5, the first step to healing is using unconditional love, of course, is to bring about our attention, our awareness, our acceptance, our love, if you will, and compassion to whatever it is that we feel wounded about. 6, as we know, with all healing, there are layers. And so with the wounds that we carry within ourselves, there are layers that need to be peeled back so that we can get the core to what caused those wounds to begin with. Self-betrayal, by not allowing ourselves to accept the love we deserve, is a major stepping stone to allowing that energy to come in and start that process. 7, all our healing, of course, is about us. That's what we're doing. We're trying to heal these things within us, not others. You know, how many times have you gone out to apologize for something you did to a friend or a coworker or a family member, only to realize that they come back with the statement, "What are you talking about? I don't remember that." And yet you carried that wound with you all these years. They didn't. So all healing is about us. And we have to understand that. Even if we hold a wound caused by abandonment, betrayal, or possibly being attacked or even wronged by someone. 8, healing we do is about our relationship with ourselves, with God, with the Lord of our being, as we best understand that. to love and accept ourselves with all our imperfections unconditionally. 9. When we allow Spirit to guide us through love's doorway, we are treated with that healing energy that protects us from all ills. Allowing ourselves to be spiritually healed, we become beacons of light that shines that healing energy into the world. As Jesus said, we are the light of the world, but we have to share that light. We have to be that light. 10. Forgiveness goes hand in hand with unconditional love. When we refuse to forgive, we cannot heal. It is that simple. 11. The forgiveness process is a process of courage. When we enter into the Holy of Holies and put our gift onto that altar of Spirit, and when Spirit blesses that gift with love and acceptance, we can go forth and give the forgiveness we need. 12. As we begin to feel the healing take place, we find that love replaces all the negative feelings and attitudes and beliefs about our wounds that has kept us in bondage to our self-inflicted nonsense of pain and suffering. 13. The healing process brings us to the point of atonement for past mistakes. When we reach this phase of our healing, we are agreeing to take responsibility for all future experiences by making different choices so that we do not have to repeat the old ones again. We move to a place of at one-ment with Spirit. I came across an old saying recently this past week that said, the anger we hold towards another is our punishment for not allowing the other to make a mistake. Something to think about. 14. Every day we are bombarded, of course, by news reports of all sorts of mayhem, war, cruelty, injustice, greed, natural disasters, and of course suffering of all kinds in the world. These activities, of course, can generate an emotion of fear and a sense of powerlessness, if you will, if allowed to attach themselves to unhealed wounds. It is how we respond to the information that determines the feelings of anger, resentment, or hopelessness that we feel. And if that is what is happening, if anything is being triggered, if an outside is triggering something inside of you, that is an indicator that it needs to be healed. Because after all, none of the world's problems can be solved with a vengeful mind or a bitter heart. We've seen that happen time after time. And finally, 15. Love and forgiveness are the only tools we need for healing, whether it is mainly for ourselves, and it helps to include other loved ones in that prayer time. When you're aware of a healing need, take it into your personal prayer time, and there bless it and forgive it, release it and affirm to yourself that love now flows through you and from you to bless all who are touched by it with increased wholeness of mind, body, and soul. So I'm going to leave you something to think about this week. Should you or someone you love is wanting to express that power to heal one's life, the same power that Jesus used. And it's an affirmation that goes like this. The power to hear affirms the essential innocence of all beings, that all beings are equal before God and worthy of love and acceptance, and that divine unconditional love is the only truth we will ever need to know and demonstrate. So I leave you with that until next week. And of course, if you have questions at any time about any information that I share with you or discuss, please feel free to contact me via Face Messenger or RevChuckUnity@yahoo.com, RevChuckUnity@yahoo.com. And again, I thank all of you who continue to follow me on YouTube, the Unity of Kern County, And I invite you to subscribe so that you get your updates on the messages that I give each week, and as well as my Facebook page, Unity of Kern County. And I also thank all of you who continue to bless this ministry with your financial gifts so that we can keep bringing these messages to you on a weekly basis. So until next week, please remember to be good to yourself and to each other. God bless.